Well, I purchased a few more succulents to go on the ground, and I have 5 here. So let me get to it and show you what I have. All of the plants that I received in this video are bare root, and I also would like to remind you to stay to the end of the video so you can see where I have planted all of these. Alright, this first plant that you see is an Aeonium Red Fuji, and it is a shrubby succulent. The leaves are apple green, and they will begin to turn shades of crimson, red, and burgundy around the edges. And it also has a distinct purple streak down the center of the leaf. And during the summer, the colors on this plant will become very vibrant. But these plants do become dormant in the summer, as all Aeoniums do. However, if you do grow your Aeoniums in the shade during the summer, you can keep them from going fully dormant, and you will be able to see those bright colors. This next plant is an Aeonium saundersii Pinheads Little Fox. And this is a pretty small little shrublet succulent, and it has very small rosettes, and it can grow up to 12 inches tall, so it's fairly small. And the leaves, the rosettes, have rounded leaves, and they have a hint of red along the margins. And then during the spring, the flowers are lemon yellow, and they usually come mid-spring. And this plant, I more than likely will be putting it into a small pot. It's just a little bit too small for the ground right now, and I want to give it a good chance to become nice and healthy before winter comes, when I will be planting it in the ground. This next succulent is native to the Canary Islands, and it is called an Aeonium Arboreum Rubrolineatum. And the leaves on this plant can range from green to brown, yellow, and they also have some markings that are maroon. This is a pretty good sized plant. And these plants, believe it or not, can reach up to 5 feet tall. So where I have them planted in the garden, I more than likely will be moving them around once they get bigger. So when you see them in the ground, don't worry, I won't have them too crowded. I will move them around later. This fourth plant that I'm about to show you is an Aeonium Starburst, not to be confused with the Aeonium Sunburst. And also the nickname on this one, it's also known as an Aeonium Lemon Lime. Okay, so the rosettes on this one have thick fleshy leaves with a yellow variegated center and some pink edging. And the leaves can vary in color even on the same plant. And believe it or not, now this plant can have larger rosettes than the Aeonium Sunburst. And when I show you my Aeonium Sunburst in the garden, you'll see how big it is, and this plant will get even bigger. And the diameter on this plant, or the rosette, can reach up to 12 inches. So I'm really anxious for this guy to get established and get some color, but I won't know the true beauty of this plant until winter, when it is its growing season. This last plant that you will see is the largest that I received, and it is known as the Aeonium Arborium, Webb Berthel. Now, I thought it was kind of interesting. Arboreum means tree-like, and it refers to the growth habit of the plant. And I also want to mention that down below in the description box, I will have the complete names of all of these plants spelled out for you. Okay, so this is a few-branched succulent shrub, and it has almost smooth stems, and they have rosettes at the end of all of these stems. And the leaves are glossy green leaves, and this plant can grow up to 6.5 feet tall. That's pretty darn tall. And the rosettes can grow up to 10 inches. Okay, let's get these plants into the ground, and I will probably speed up this process so I don't bore you too much with me digging repeatedly into the ground. Okay, the first plant is going into the ground, but actually I already planted the Aeonium Starburst off camera, but you will see its spot towards the end of the video. The next plant is going into the ground now, and actually the soil here was relatively soft, which surprised me. Actually, this whole area I did amend, whereas other parts of my garden I have not, and the digging over there is really tough. But this was pretty easy. The last plant is now going into the ground. Okay, this is the Aeonium saundersii. It's the Pinheads Little Fox, and I put it inside this container. I think I will probably keep it in here until next winter, because that's a growing season for Aeoniums, and it's so small I thought it might do better here for now. I might have to repot it before then, but probably not, because Aeoniums are basically dormant in the summer. But it looks pretty good all cleaned up. And then I had 2 of these that came off the other plants, so I'm going to harden off the ends and then go ahead and plant these, and I'll probably put these in a pot. Okay, everything is watered in. They're looking good, and they will look even better tomorrow. There's the other new one. And over here we have this guy. So that's 1, 2, 3. And I already showed you the one in the little pot. And here is the Aeonium Starburst. Now you can see the difference between this and the Aeonium Sunburst, which is right here. Now this plant will get big, but once it does get bigger, you'll probably be able to see the difference even better. But once again, this is the Starburst, and this one is the Sunburst, and these are also Sunburst down here. Okay, I'll give you a look at my wildflowers, and that will be it.